We are at Franconia Notch. It's early, about 20 of 7. I think this is the way to the trail. We're gonna go climbing up a couple waterfalls. I believe we're gonna get over 5,000 feet elevation, and then try to make it back a little bit after lunch. I believe it said just over 9 miles, so I'm not sure how long that's gonna take. Who cares? We're in the woods of New Hampshire, right? So it should be fun. Alright, here we go. So, I don't know, just a couple hundred yards up on the trail here, and we already get to some music. Not a bad way to start. So I'm in New Hampshire, Franconia Notch. It's not my first hike in New Hampshire, but I don't even remember the name of the first place I went, so it must not have made that much of an impression. I imagine this one will. I'm doing a loop on Franconian Ridge. The trail that I'm going up is actually called Falling Waters Trail. So Falling Waters Trail sounds like a pretty cool place to be. I imagine we will see a lot more of that. So I'm heading up to the ridge, like I said. Gonna hit 2 peaks. One called Little Haystack, the other called Mt Lafayette. I'm going up something called, like I said, Falling Rivers Trail, which you can hear, Falling Waters Trail. They say it's not recommended to descend this trail because it gets a little wet and slick. Haven't came across that quite yet, but did come across some other things. Pretty tranquil. Again, it's only about 7 in the morning. I'm sure this trail gets packed later on in the day, but it's not right now. And unlike Connecticut, this place is pristine. I've seen one piece of trash so far, and it wasn't even really trash. It looked like one of those tree markers you put on trees for trail markings. I'm only about maybe 50 yards from where the last video I took, but the fun doesn't stop. So far, I don't know, maybe a mile into the trail here, and this is my 3rd falls, so definitely living up to his trailhead name. quite sure where the trail goes. I bet these videos are getting redundant, but it's been like this the entire walk so far. By no stretch is this a complaint. It provides a nice soundtrack from where I hike. Just lost in thoughts, partnered with the cacophony of nature. So, just keeps upping the ante every time. Every turn I take, there's another one. So the trail finally veered away from the water. I think I'm still on the Falling Waters trail, but there's no more water. So it's just the Falling Trail now. Stupid joke. Anyway, in a pretty cool birch woods. Pretty thick. I haven't seen anyone out on the trails yet. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one out here. I've ran into about 1,000 spider webs, all eye level on the trail, so no one hit them before I did. But it's something else so far. It's getting hot. I've already had to take my long pants off, and this shirt is already pretty soaked in sweat. But what do you expect? We're going up non-stop. There's been no flats on this trail whatsoever. Just up, up, up. It's not steep, but it's a little damp. Makes it a little slick, so just have to plan your footing. So, this trail takes us to the Ridgeway, which is above the tree line, I believe. And I've never done a ridge hike before, or above the tree line. So, these will be two new things I get to check off my list. So, I think I'm almost above the tree line. It's definitely getting a little sparse up here. It smells amazing though. It smells like a Yankee candle store, but instead of 1,000 different scents, they're all evergreen. I never thought their evergreen scent smelled natural. I guess I just never been around real evergreens before. Something else up here. The trail's been relentless, absolutely non-stop incline. I haven't taken too many videos because it's just me huffing and puffing the whole time. Yeah. Looks like a clearing. I'm hoping I am above the tree line because I think I walked through about 1 billion spider webs already. Every one of them right across my face. So, less trees, less spiders, I'm hoping. Looks pretty cool. So, I think I made it to the top of the first peak, Little Haystack, I think it's called. So we are now finally on Franconia Ridge. We're above the tree line. They say dangerous part, potentially, if storms are coming, because you have absolutely no shelter. You're exposed to all the elements, so even high winds are you're going to feel every knot of that. But here's the view. I believe that is Mount Champlain, which is my next stop. So I'm going to follow the ridge line to the top of that, and then back down. It's a pretty cool little scramble right there. Looks dangerous, but man, it'll be fun to climb up. I think that is Cannon Mountain. I believe we're going to be doing the aerial tramway to the top of it. I don't know if you can see the cables up there, but I believe that's where we're going. We have a pretty thick mist rolling in, or maybe it's rolling out. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell this high up. So let's hit the trail, try to get up there before it gets too bad. I don't know. I think the sun's coming out, drying it all up. We should be good. So the whole ridgeway is lined with these things. I think they're called cairns or carns. C-A-I-R-N-S. They're spelled, I believe. They're just trail markers, but they're always kind of cool. You see on the sides of the trail, very sparse vegetation. I'm just surrounded by hundreds of little bonsai trees. It looks like Daniel LaRusso. I love it up here. I still can't tell if fog's coming or going. Looks like a little bit of both rising from the forest floor there. Really adds to the scenery. Can't see nothing on that side. So we're at the top of Mt Lafayette. We are over 5,000 feet in elevation. The clouds, fog, whatever, definitely rolled in, so I don't get much of a view, but it's still pretty in its own regards. It's getting a little cold. Not that it's cold, but it's windy up here. And I've been sweating for the past 3 hours, so that combination makes it cold. But this is the last peak, so we start heading on down. I think I've only been hiking for 3 hours. I don't know how many miles I got, but not too bad. We shall see what next trail hikes. I imagine I'm about half the way down. I haven't really taken too many videos because it's just walking down a hill at this point, mountain. It's very slick, very slippery. This is a very popular hiking trail, and I feel like that, you know, between the millions of sneakers and hiking boots I've walked on these granite slabs over the years, definitely smoothed it down. And then after you know, the rain yesterday, and it's still very humid out in the air, it's just incredibly slick and smooth out here. But this is a really cool little outcrop in this mountain range, and I'm sure you can hear it on the video in the distance, but you can hear the water flowing. I bet you that is the Falling Waters trail that I ascended from. What a cool little gully right there. That fog just rolled right in. You can't see any of those mountaintops anymore. That's fine. Still, you can't complain about this view. And we are done. I'm about 100 yards from the trailhead. And the internet said this loop was 9 miles. My GPS said it was only 8 miles, so I don't know, probably somewhere in between. But I started a 6:45. It's now just before noon. Doing the math, just over 5 hours. So 8.5 miles, just over 5 hours before noon. That's how I vacation. All right, off to the next one.